Hello, YouTube. How's it going, guys? Jared Fuller here. Today is Sunday, November 24th, 2019. Joining me off camera is, well, Dad's just now walking into the living room. I was about to say nobody. Hello, Dad.
Hi.
Amy, she's hiding away in the bedroom. This is the week of Thanksgiving, and we've got some major cooking to do. We're going to have a shank ham, instead of a turkey.
I got the ham.
Yep, and I'm going to prepare the mashed potatoes and the green bean casserole and the deviled eggs, and it's going to be a wonderful meal this Thursday. I can't wait.
Lazy people afterwards.
Yeah, a lot of lazy people because they're going to eat and get full and sleep.
And go to sleep.
But before I get to some other topics in this week's video, I want to remind all of you to visit GuideStar.org. GuideStar.org is a complete and comprehensive listing of all the 501c3 nonprofit organizations and LLCs approved by the federal government. Don't be fooled. Don't be duped. Visit GuideStar.org today. Now, back to Thanksgiving, because I like food. No surprise. Yeah, Dad's going to prepare the ham, I think.
Yeah, we'll cook that about 6 in the morning.
Yeah, we're going to start that early in the morning, and then I'm going to peel the potatoes and boil them and boil the eggs and peel those, and I'm going to get everything I need for my green bean casserole, and
This should be a good meal.
it's going to be a good meal. It's going to be a busy day. Yeah, we're expecting, I think my stepdad is going to come down for Thanksgiving. I don't know who else is going to be here. We're going to have green bean casserole, ham, mashed potatoes and gravy, biscuits. I got some yams and baked beans. And we're going to have strawberry cheesecake for dessert with whipped cream, whipped topping. So, yes, I can't wait. I love Thanksgiving.
No, we still got a ways, though.
What's that?
We still got a ways, though.
Got a ways. What are you talking about?
A way to eat. Yeah, it's only 24th.
Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah.
4 days.
Okay. We'll survive. We'll make
I
it.
don't lose too much weight, but I can't lift the
We'll
fork.
can't lift the fork. We'll make it. We'll survive.
You know, you get 2 weeks from not eating and let the fork, be able to lift the fork. To eat.
Yeah, my arm. I can't lift the fork. I'm losing weight. I can't lift the fork. Yeah, it'd be like that. But anyway, my week was pretty good. I went to Bronner's yesterday. I didn't take any video footage or take pictures or anything like that. It was just a day where I wanted to go and, just walk around. There was a lot of people there. And I kind of thought about something yesterday too, Dad. Usually because I have high anxiety when I'm around large crowds of people. And I got to thinking, what if that same feeling may be reciprocated? Like, what if those people in the crowd also have anxiety issues? And I'm a +1 in their crowd from their viewpoint. What if they have that same feeling about me? And I'm sure they do. Because we don't know each other. Everybody's a stranger unless you go with family or close friends or whatever, wives or children. Everybody is a stranger to each other. So when you're in a large crowd of people, you think, yeah, people I don't know, and the anxiety goes up. It's elevated. It's overwhelming. But then I got to thinking, they might have the same feeling about me because from where they stand, I am a part of that larger group as well. So in that regard, with that being said, that kind of helps alleviate my anxiety issues a little bit. Although I'm just another person, and I'm not out to hurt anybody, and I'm there for pretty much the same reasons everybody else is, just to walk around and look at things, maybe do a little shopping. But it's really nothing more than that. We're all there for the same reason, and that kind of helps my anxiety.
Look at all the beautiful things they got.
The ornaments and the bulbs and the Christmas trees and the wreaths and the decorations. It's lights everywhere. Bronner's is a beautiful, it's just a beautiful store. If you're religious, they've got the nativity scene out in front. You can't miss it. They got a giant Santa Claus, really giant Santa Claus. He's taller than the house. That's how big he is. But yeah, I mean, they've got everything there. And of course, back to the anxiety thing, they may have the same feelings as I do. But of course, we're not mind readers. We don't know each other. We can't predict, or we can't make proclamations about what one person is thinking and feeling just by looking at them. It doesn't work that way. But, you know, that kind of helps to lessen the anxiety for me, just knowing that other people may feel the same way. So that helps.
If they could read minds, I'd be slapped every 5 minutes.
Yeah. We were at Uncle Tim's last week. We had some venison jerky that my cousin Matthew prepared, and it was really good. It was really good.
Venison jerky and drink a beer.
Yeah, we drank a Busch Light. We had one beer. That's all we had. And it was nice just to visit with my uncle and my cousins. And, my cousin Matthew and his kids got off the school bus, and they came in, gave us all big hugs, and we sat at the table, ate beef jerky, had a cold beer, and that was it. So that was nice. It's nice to see family when they want us around anyway. And speaking of family, there used to be a wall heater right here on the wall. So that's probably why the background looks somewhat different, because there was a speaker in front of it and then the wall heater was behind it. I sold that wall heater to my cousin because he came down, his wife, which is my cousin, and their 5 children were here.
Fix your brakes, too.
And he fixed the brakes on my van, so I figured I'd make it right with him. I could help him out. He helped me out. He helps me out a lot. I do my best to help them out as much as I can. But he was looking for a wall heater, and he knew personally from being in this living room that the wall heater actually worked, because it would sweat him out. He would have to step outside. Oh, holy shit. It's so hot in here. So I knew it worked.
Oh, yeah.
And I have no doubt that when he gets it up there at his place up north, it's going to work for them too. So I was happy to help. So I'm not bragging or gloating, but maybe so. I don't know. Which was something else that was kind of brought up just recently about people who help and then brag about it later. We've had that conversation. I've talked about this in any number of videos on my YouTube channel. It come up again with one of my friends, by the way, and we're not having heated discussions or anything like that. We're still very good friends. We can have disagreements and still carry on in the world, and we still want what's best for each other in the world that surrounds us, which I think is how any friendship should work, or any relationship for that matter. Guys, it's okay to have disagreements. You can agree to disagree on some things. That's okay. You can still be friends. I promise. You can still get along. There's no, well, you don't agree with me and fuck off and I don't want anything to do with you anymore. It's nothing like that at all. I have friends who disagree with me on a lot of things.
Yeah, so right.
But, I mean, my dad and I have disagreements about things. But he's still my dad. You know, my mother and I have lots of disagreements about a lot of different things, but she's still my mother. My brothers, even, I've had several disagreements with my brothers, but they're still my brothers. The same goes with family. They're still my family, you know, and they're still my friends, and they're still people that I hold very near and dear to my heart. And just because we don't share in the same feelings about a particular topic doesn't mean that I'm going to shun them. It doesn't mean that I'm going to alienate them. It doesn't mean that I'm going to shrug them off.
They may do that to us.
Yeah, in fact, they probably do that to us. But the topic that came up recently again was, you know, Jared, why do you have a problem with people who brag when they help somebody? Because what that does is it sets a very bad precedent for those of us who aren't out to look good. And I did my best. I thought I hit a home run with some of my friends by explaining this. And I was civil about it. And, you know, helping people is one thing, but when you're doing it just specifically to brag, to be noticed and to get the recognition, that is a piss poor reason to do something. And they've said to me, well, Jared, but why should that matter? The person is being helped. The deed's been done. Why should it matter if they go on and brag? Because it tells not only them, it tells people who they are, but at the same time, it also sets a very bad precedent for those of us who aren't doing it for the kudos. We actually help people because we want to help people. That's what we're supposed to do. In a cooperative society, that's what you're supposed to do.
They may even say, well, see on the street, thank you again for
Yeah.
helping us, when we need it. Well, hey, that's a friend of course.
And I'm not claiming moral superiority over anybody else, because I too was in that position when I first started out advocating for childhood cancer. I wanted to be seen and heard. Look at me. Look how awesome and special I am that I actually get to help this person, or I actually going to see this warrior in the hospital, or going to their house.
Then you realize it.
Excuse me. Then I grew up over time that, wow, is that really why I'm doing this? That's not the kind of message that I want to impart to my friends and my family and people I love and care about. I don't want to use them as a wrench in my ego machine. I'm not going to use them as a pawn to make myself look good. That's not who I am, and that's never the kind of person I wanted to be. I don't shun people for doing good deeds. I would encourage it all day long, pay it forward. But there is a thin line between helping somebody for the sake of helping them versus helping someone for the sake of looking good. The childhood cancer world is riddled with people like this. They only care about making themselves look good by using children as pawns. And I've had a lot of heat thrown at me for that statement. But, usually when there's truth involved, a very harsh truth involved in a statement, that's usually what happens. So I'll wear that burn like a badge of honor, because this is what separates me from everybody else.
Another thing is when you claim there's something wrong and you're just doing it to scare people is another thing.
Well, I help people not to look good.
Yeah.
I help people because, one, it's the right thing to do. Two, I get validation in here. There's an internal validation. Feeling good is so much more important than looking good.
It's in your heart. You feel good in there.
And three, because I have a personal understanding of the situations of the families whose children have been affected by childhood cancer. This is some other avenue that people like to take. That, well, Jared is not a child anymore. He is not receiving treatment anymore. He's using his past health as a way to, he's milking it for what it's worth to get the attention. No, I'm actually not doing that. I share my story with people who are interested, because I found in my experience and years as being an advocate is that these people come to me because it's a time of desperation. These parents are scared for their child's lives. And when I present myself to them in a private message or elsewhere and I say, I'm a childhood cancer survivor. Where your child is now, I was there 30 years ago. I get it. And they turn to me and they ask me for advice. They ask me, what was it like when you had this done? What was it like when you had that done? Do you have any tips or any advice on how to make my child understand how to cope and to deal with certain procedures that they don't like? Needle sticks, ultrasounds, x-rays, EKGs, CAT scans, the whole nine. Is there any advice that you can give that would somehow potentially help my child cope with going through something uncomfortable? I may not always have an answer, but I say, well, I did have that done, and this is how I dealt with that. It may or may not help, but it's always worth a shot to help people in that regard by giving advice. When it comes to helping people financially, which I've done, but I'm not going to brag. I'm just stating for the record that, yes, I have in the past. I don't have to go here on YouTube and get into specifics. That's a lesson that I had to learn. I don't have to go on any social media platform and get into specifics about how much money I raised. I don't have to take pictures of checks or money orders or cash. I don't have to do these things. Because the fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, when you help somebody, you get to live with the satisfaction of knowing, hey, I did that. I helped make a difference in somebody's life. This is not a game of popularity and notoriety for me. And I am viewed as a threat to the rest of the people in the childhood cancer world because I don't share in the same desire to be seen and heard and noticed for the good things that I do. But I was one of those kids. This is different from being a parent of a kid, which is what you would see commonly, and which is, you know, and I've pointed this out to Dad, there's a lot of parents, you see more of the parents put in perspective what their kids are going through. But as an adult and as a childhood cancer survivor, I am mature enough now to look back and in retrospect and say, this is what I went through, and my language is eloquent to the point where, you know, people understand that I'm being serious. There's no ill will, there's no nefarious intent going on with being an advocate or a voice. But as a survivor, I'm always going to be a survivor. That doesn't go away. You can ban me from every Facebook page. You can strip me from every hospital in the world. You can bar me from every hospital in the world, every clinic. It's not going to matter because I am still a survivor. That doesn't change. And when I've helped people, in the beginning, yes, I'll admit, yes, I used to go on Facebook and say, well, this is how I help this person, blah, 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 blah. I learned that it's in poor taste, and I changed my ways. I changed my outlook. Now when I help people, it's a secret. I keep it all in secret because it's just something that I don't need to be on the front page of a newspaper. I don't need to be on television. I don't need to be on the front cover of a magazine. I don't need to be on a radio show. I don't need to be on a podcast. I don't need the extra, I don't need the vanity. I don't know. Maybe that it's all a matter of personal taste. And to the people who are doing this specifically because they have insecurity issues, I would suggest that you reevaluate your life. I'm not saying stop doing good things. I'm not saying that at all. Keep doing the good things you're doing. But if your motives are to make yourself look good in front of everybody, that sets a bad precedent. Your good deeds at that point become disingenuous if that's all you're doing it for. I even pointed this out to Dad this past week. Okay, I'm a survivor, 30 years. I didn't bust my ass fighting for my life to later on down the road play this stupid little comparison game where, okay, now I have to compare myself to everybody else, and gee, I should grovel at the people who have such low self-esteem and such massive egos. No, I owe them nothing. I'm the one who went through that. I'm the one who survived all that stuff. And the same can be said about their children as well when they get older. They should not, later on in their lives, have to find themselves comparing themselves to other people who were indirectly impacted by it. And if your kids watch my videos, which there's some swearing, so I don't know if that is something that would bother you, but if your kids ever watch my videos, they don't have to compare themselves. They don't have to prove themselves to anybody. If they want to secretly help people, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. You know, if they find the real meaning of integrity, then looking good in front of people is going to mean zilch zero. And that's not what I've tried, you know, I've discovered, and like I said, it was a lesson that I had to learn. I'm not out to look good. And to the friends that we've had that discussion, again, like I said, we're still good friends, and we have disagreements about things. We respectfully disagree. We agree to disagree. Although when the facts are in plain black and white, when they're there and they still, you know, they deny that it's true, well, at that point I can't agree to disagree because the evidence is there. It's just there. It's in black and white. But you know, we're still friends. We're still friends, and I'm not here to humiliate. I'm not here to make anybody look bad. But you know, the people who are doing this strictly and specifically for notoriety, they're making themselves look bad, and I'm just the commentator pointing this out. Like, this guy's a clown. If someone donates money to your nonprofit organization, you don't have to share how much they donated to your nonprofit organization. Hey, it's not your money anyway. It is your nonprofit organization's money. It's not yours. The money is not yours. But, you know, there's plenty of people out there who want to pretend as if it's their money. And they care more about status, looking good in front of everybody. And it's sickening. It's mind-boggling to me. But I've rambled on about that for far too long. I should let you get a word in edgewise.
Word.
Word. But anyway, those are just my thoughts. And my positioning on that has not changed, nor will it ever. You know, Jared, don't shun people for, you know, if they do good things, don't discourage them. I'm not discouraging them. I am encouraging them to continue doing the good deeds, but why the fucking bragging? Like, why do you have to get on social media and brag about who you are? Let your good deeds speak for themselves. That's really all I'm trying to say. But, you know, and these are people who are older than me. And I would almost suspect that they would have learned that and been able to have taught that to other people. They would have taken it at base level. Okay, this is what I was doing wrong before, and in these areas, this is how I'm going to work to overcome it. I'm going to correct it. These people are older than I am. And they are still doing the same immature shit by comparing their lives and playing this stupid little popularity contest. I fought like hell to live and beat cancer, and I did. And I shouldn't, after 30 years of having gone through all the shit that I've had to go through, I should not have to find myself groveling at somebody else's feet. That I should be so grateful for them, for what they're doing, when they had no direct impact by this whatsoever. I'm sorry, that's a circus that I am not a part of. But anyway, yeah, I got that off my chest. Was there anything you wanted to add? Or are you just going to say word again?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Is there any coffee made, do you know?
No.
Yeah, there's no coffee made. There never is. No, I can't say that either. There was last week. Amy was on the ball last week, but she's in the bedroom now, so no coffee.
And they're smoking a stick of weed.
So other than Thanksgiving happening this week, I'm not really sure what else is happening, because I never make plans. Dad and I were actually awake early this morning talking about a lot of different things, and it was nice to have a father and son talk. I'm not going to get into the specifics, and I don't expect you to, because that's our conversation. But it was nice to have those talks and to get some things out into the open. And, you know, I live for moments like that. we were, let's see, my brother was over yesterday. Yeah, because I was out in Frankenmuth yesterday. My brother Jay come over yesterday to do some laundry and visited with him for a little while. Uncle Mark pulled into the driveway, but he left because Dad's not feeling the greatest. He's got like a cough and a sneeze. His allergies are flaring up from the change of the weather, which is to be expected. You haven't even been out hunting, I don't think, have you?
I went out this morning, but
Yeah.
I missed one deer out now.
Yeah. So, other than that, I mean, there's really nothing else happening around here. It's just
We should go Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a deer bleat.
Other than, Thanksgiving coming up, and I went to Bronner's yesterday, and I kind of went on a little discussion about bragging and such. Everything here is actually pretty good. Everything here is going well. Like I said, I have no idea what happens other than Thanksgiving. I have no idea what else I'm going to be doing this week. But like I said, rest assured, there are people I talk to in Messenger, and really good people. Really good people. Let's see. Let's see what time it is. It is after 2 o'clock. I've been here for 27 minutes. And I kind of don't know what else to talk about. It happens, you get to talk about things, you run out of things to say, and that's usually what happens. So I'm just going to freelance this because I'm really out of things to talk about. So there's a channel that I am subscribed to here on YouTube, and it's called Amagansett Press. And the guy who uploads the videos, his name is Jason Gutterman. He is originally from New York. He moved to Colorado with his family. And what he does, and I'm not sure if I pointed this out before, but I'll kind of reiterate a little bit. What he does is he does audits of the First Amendment. And what he does is he goes to different government buildings, which are public, and they're paid for by, taxpayers and revenue and things. He goes to the different, like municipal buildings and, just county-owned or state-owned facilities that are, accessible to the public. And what he does is he walks in with a camera just to test the waters because, some people are very touchy about being seen on camera. And because we have, we're protected by the Constitution to where we can film openly and freely in public. If your eyes can see it, you can film it. But there is that constitutionally protected activity where you can film in public, in publicly accessible areas and things like that. And what Mr. Gutterman does is he goes to different, county offices, buildings, facilities, municipal buildings, things like that, and he just kind of tests the waters to see how people react to a camera. And a lot of the content is really good. I really immensely enjoy watching his content. And he handles things very maturely in a professional, cordial manner. Because let's face it, we're on camera at all angles 24 hours a day. Apart from my little webcam dealio thing here and doing the Sunday video update, we are on camera. We're being watched. The fact that we have Google Earth and the fact that we can see our houses from 40, 50,000 feet in the air, that kind of, sets the tone for just how not private our lives are anymore. You can find contact information about people on the internet. You can find, date of birth, if they have criminal records, if they have warrants, if they've ever been, incarcerated for anything. You can find all this information. You can find current mailing addresses, email addresses. You can find all of this information. It's easily accessible to the public. There is no such thing as privacy. But when you're going out in public and people complain about privacy, well, that's a different ballgame, because when you're in public, everybody can see you. If you don't want to be seen, stay home. And that's basically what Mr. Gutterman says in his videos. We're all subjected to being seen and heard at some point, especially if you're in the public. But he is a very firm believer in the United States Constitution, and he feels very strongly about our rights being protected. And the name of his channel is Amagansett Press. So do yourself a favor and check out his YouTube channel, because he's a really, he seems like a very nice guy. I've never personally met him, but we've spoken, we've had like brief conversations in his videos where the comments are, because his comments aren't turned off. But he seems like a very nice guy, and he cares a lot about our rights. And I give him credit. He's out there doing the hard work. So check it out, Amagansett Press. And I usually don't plug other people's YouTube channels, but just to be a team player, why the hell not, right? Dad's letting Scruffy out. So there's really nothing else to talk about. That's pretty much it. I don't have the comments turned back on because of the fact that people don't know how to behave themselves, and we have far too many people who are subscribed. I can't say we. I have too many people subscribed to my channel who are only here specifically to be spies, to be nefarious. And the minute I unblock them, or the minute I turn the comments on, they're going to call me names, and they're going to say a bunch of heinous shit. And so I have no choice but to keep the comments turned off, because I don't need the drama. And why is the door open? Are we heating the outside, or what are we doing here? Well, can we shut the door? That light is kind of affecting my video here. But I would, if people knew how to behave themselves, I would turn the comments back on, and I would unblock certain individuals. But they're here to spy, and they're here on my channel because they're up to no good. So the only power they have now is giving my video a thumbs down, which, whoop-de-doo, I'm not bothered by a thumbs down on my video. I'm still uploading videos. It's not deterring me. It hasn't worked. I don't care if my videos get 15 or 20 or 1,000 thumbs down. I don't care. I'm still going to upload new videos. So, these people, again, as I've stated previously, have no life. They have nothing better to do but to be hateful and spiteful. And I'm glad that what I do in my life amuses them, because they themselves have no life. So here they are giving me a hard time. But apart from all that, it is another week of the Sunday video update. This is actually the last Sunday video in the month of November. I can't believe that we're coming into December already. This year had gone by so fast.
I thought it was still.
Next Sunday is the 1st, December 1st.
Wow.
Because there's only 30 days in this month. And Thanksgiving is Thursday. Black Friday, of course, is Friday the 29th. Be careful going out and doing your shopping. And, every year it seems like I hear so much about people getting killed during the Black Friday shopping spree, or the rush, or whatever it's called. It's really silly to me that people die over what? An Xbox? It's just so stupid. I've seen even on the local news, like in our local cities, Flint and Saginaw, people actually, they pitch tents in the parking lots. They form single file lines. They will pitch a tent and actually wait inside the tent for the doors to open. in the meantime, so you mean to tell me you're willing to leave your tent outside for someone else to come along and steal it because you can't very well take it in the store? Why would you take it in the store? You know, then they'll think you stole it.
I wonder how they held the tent down.
Yeah. Well, there's no tag on it, so I guess it wouldn't be considered. Yeah, but how do they know that? I mean, they could see you come walking in with it,
Yeah.
but, you know, why would you risk it?
Why would you want to carry it around with you?
Yeah. I don't understand it. And, you know, if I still wore my childhood cancer advocacy hat, I would be saying, why don't we get this much enthusiasm for childhood cancer awareness? Why aren't people, you know, arriving in droves for that? You know, why Black Friday? But, you know, it's just someone using something else that's abstract to draw attention to something that's important to them, which I've seen that a lot too. Like with this vaping, the vaping thing with the kids, you know, and this is a very hot topic now, this vaping, and teenagers are dying from vaping. Well, you know, there's all this outrage about teenagers dying from vaping, but children, one in however many number of children get diagnosed with cancer, where's the outrage, blah, 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 blah. Perfect opportunity to make it about yourself again. But, you know, it is a serious thing. Children are being diagnosed at alarming rates, and there's not enough outrage, there's not enough being done.
Yeah, but they got all this other kind of medicine.
But see,
other stuff for people,
this is the thing. This is the thing. When I make that statement, when I'm saying, well, you know, there's not enough being done, I'm not suggesting that I have an answer. I don't have an alternative to that. I'm just saying, stating as a fact, that not enough is being done. That doesn't insinuate that I have something in opposition to that would somehow change the existing problem. Now, there's people on Facebook who pretend that they like to know.
Yeah.
They pretend that they're such experts. But everybody on Facebook is an expert. An expert. You know, there's nothing so prominent to your own life as to the things that you personally go through. That's probably as close to anything as it's going to get. People who deal with like Lou Gehrig's disease, they have a lot to say about Lou Gehrig's disease because they live it. You know, people who have rheumatoid arthritis, they talk about rheumatoid arthritis. People who have issues with severe depression, suicidal attempts, and suicidal ideation, they can talk about those things because they've experienced those things personally. Childhood cancer, on the other hand, is not something that's ever divinely ordained. It's not something that's ever planned. It's not there to inconvenience. It's just something that happens. You can't predict things like that, but when it does happen, you have to strive to overcome it, to beat it. So, I'm talking a lot about childhood cancer in this video. I wasn't planning on talking about childhood cancer, referencing it so much, but yeah, it's a part of my life. It's always going to be there. And, you know, there's always going to be people who ask questions, and I'm okay with answering questions to the best of my ability, to the best of my knowledge. I'm here for you. So Dad is watching Rambo 3 on the television right now.
Yeah, he's gonna light his side on fire.
Yeah, last night. Oh yeah, I remember that. Ooh, the blood's running. Ooh, that looks so painful. But it's, of course, it's not real.
It's coming through.
It's not real. I mean,
No,
but just to think about if that were real. Somebody here?
Might be Jay coming to his laundry.
I thought I keep hearing car doors shut. Unless it's Barkley out there, because he's out there barking, and he's got an itch, and he's probably bumping up against the house, or he's taking the siding off of the house. But, yeah, last night we were watching Castaway with Tom Hanks, and it's a good movie. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's touching it with the fire. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ouchie. Oh, that looks painful. Weather's been mild here. It was 50 degrees last week. And Dad says it's windy today. We had some rain and some wind and some gray skies last week. It looks like the sun's shining. I can't really tell.
It's really warm, but it's windy.
But I'm out of things to say now. So anyway, guys, because I'm out of things to say, it's just me and Dad this week. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope your travels are safe for the holiday season, and I hope you get to spend time with people that you love and cherish. And from our house and our family to yours, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving on Thursday. And that's really all I have to say.
Put on
some weight.
for winter.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we can loosen the belts on our pants. I don't wear a belt, but kind of move it over a couple of notches, you know. But so that's about it. That's about all I have to say for this week. Much love to all of you. Thank you for watching another installment of the Sunday Video Update. Amy is absent this week. Miss Unsociable. I gotta pick on her about that. But I had Dad this week. So thank you, Dad, for joining me this week. And next week is December 1st. We start December, the last month of 2019. We're coming into the 20s again. Can you believe it?
Where's Barbara Walters? Well, she can really say this.
Yeah. She should. I've thought I seen that on Facebook some time ago where there was a meme where, you know, someone should hire Barbara Walters to host the Rockin' New Year's Eve, and then when the clock strikes midnight, she should say, "My name is Barbara Walters, and this is 2020."
2020.
Yeah. But it's weird. We're coming into the 20s. The 2020s. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Happy Thanksgiving. Much love to all of you. Have a safe and joyous holidays. Have a safe and joyous holiday this Thursday. I hope your travels are safe, and I'll catch you here next week. So, much love and peace. Happy Thanksgiving.